Hi guys, I'm Scott with Solid Structures, and today we're going to pool school. We have Jandy's iAqualink system here with our variable speed pump, our cartridge filter, our JXI heater, and our Nature 2 Fusion Soft chlorination system, also known as the salt system. And then we have our iAqualink box here. It has all our smart controls in it. Make it take care of a pool easy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put it on service mode. So we have auto, service, and timeout. So we'll take it out of the automation mode and go into service by hitting the button once. This takes care of cutting all the equipment off so nobody can control it from the app. That way it's safe to work on. You don't have to worry about getting wetter than you need to be. All right, so we have the Jandy's variable speed pump here. This is a 2.7 horsepower. Go ahead, simple cleaning on this. You have a sight glass at the top. You want to look in and make sure you don't have any debris getting caught in this. This thing's going to make it past your skimmer. This is your next line of protection, protecting your equipment. So we're just going to give it a little tap to loosen the top. And then we have our filter that pulls out. So we just can knock that out. If you got a lot of dog hair or something like that, you may need to take the hose and hose this out. We have a little notch on here, a little key fitting in a hole. It's going to line back up with the intake to the suction line, and then this key is going to sit on the other side. It's going to sit in there snug. Inside the cover, we have a rubber gasket. We want to make sure that's clean and in place, or it's going to suck air when the pump's running. So put that back on, just give it a little snug, and the pump's good to go. Next, moving, we'll have the filter. This is a CV340 cartridge filter. 4 cartridges inside, help keep the pool clean. We have a vent on top, which we can open up. This is going to allow air in, and it's going to put the water being displaced by gravity. Unless your equipment's below your pool, this will drain out the water out of it. We also have a ball valve down at the bottom. This way we can drain the rest of the water that's in the lower half of the filter out of the unit. You can attach a blue hose to this little flexible hose to disperse it. In this case, we're set up where we have gravel to drain into that can handle this amount of water. So we're just going to turn that and open it and let it drain out. You can hear how it's sucking more air as it cleans itself out. One of the handiest tools as a pool owner, 9/16 ratchet wrench. When you're coming in here to clean, you're able to set it on, and we can loosen this bolt quick and easy. And this just swivels on out, and we can take the buckle off, and we can just set this to the side. While this is draining the rest of the water out of it, you can also, we'll move to the salt system. This is the Fusion Soft Nature 2. The beauty about this is it has a mineral cartridge inside that helps keep the level of chlorine needed in the pool lower, making it gentler on your skin, better on your eyes, keeps your hair from turning green. Really nice feature. These cartridges will last about 6 months. It's got silver and copper in it, a natural algicide and a fungicide. And then this next one is your actual salt set. This is where the electrolysis occurs, taking the salt and making the free chlorine. You can look down in the grooves here and you can see the metal blades. You want to make sure you don't have a white powdery corrosion occurring. This one's new, it's looking good, and it can go right back in. Just like everything, we've got a gasket where it connects, so we want to make sure that gasket is clean and slides right back in place. Everything should be hand tightened, not tightened with a specialty wrench or anything like that. You'll risk breaking the plastic. If you're getting leaking from your your rubber grommets. Generally a little Vaseline on there will help take care of that issue. You see the rubber gasket fits in the groove. Put the cartridge back in, and we're just tightened in place. So let's see where we're at. Still a little suction on it, so I'm going to open this side. Back up to help it just get all the air out. All right, so the water's drained out of our filter. We're ready to go ahead and take the top off. If you take it off too early, if you're strong enough to break the suction, you will get yourself soaking wet. So now we got it. Simple here. There's this ridge here. We want to make sure that stays clean as we put the filter down. So when we put it back on, we have a good seal. So here's our 4 filters inside. They come apart really easily. This plastic piece will come off the top, and then filters can come out one by one. We have a tray on the bottom that the filters sit on. We can take that out, we can hose it off and clean the bottom of the filter basin. So grab your garden hose, simply just hose everything down inside. Then keeping your valve open at the bottom, you can just rinse any debris out the bottom end. It doesn't need to be perfect. You're going to get a little bit of sediment back here when you start running and filtering. But what you want to make sure is that your rubber gasket along the top is clean. So we have a little bit of sand on here, so we're going to clean that off. All right. So now it's time to go ahead and clean the filters. As we get to the filters, we'll clean the base off. That can set back inside. And then here you can hose out the filters. You want to make sure you get the pleats. As you can see, as we work our way down the pleat, that we're getting debris coming out as we get down to the bottom of the filter. So a nice little tool instead of using this is this little aqua comb. There's many brands that make it, but it makes your job really easy to get in there and clean these. So we'll take the spigot off. We'll put our aqua comb on. And then as we get in here cleaning, we're able to run this down through the pleats, and you can just see how much additional dirt this is moving out. And we just work our way all the way around the filter. And these are real dirty. You might spend 5 minutes on each one trying to get them cleaned out. If they become so saturated with oils and sunblocks, maybe a lot of algae because you didn't take good care of the pool, there's some Filter Fresh chemical cleaners where you can take these filters out, put them in a bucket, or at this size a trash can, and soak them overnight for 24 hours. It'll remove all them contaminants, and then the filter looks like new and you're ready to use it again. All right, we've got our filters cleaned now. We're just going to clean our cover where it has a little air vent here, make sure we get the muck off of it. And we're good. So now we can go ahead and take each one of the filters, put them back into the rack that we have inside. And the little tray at the bottom will spin, so we just get it lined up where everything will go back in around the pipes. Go ahead and put the numbers facing up on here, so it says 340 at the top of the filter. And then we're snugged in. We've got our little vent tube up top. Now we can put our cover back on. Skin, check your rubber. Make sure that gasket's nice and clean. Check the inside here. Make sure you're nice and clean on your cover. Set back in place. Make sure you put it on the way you took it off so you can see your dial. Now we're going to set belt buckle back on here. Turnbuckle bolt. And generally you have to give it a few whacks to get on there as tight as you had it before, so everything will slide back in. Alright, so filter's back together now. We can close the ball valve at the bottom and go ahead and put the rest of the equipment back together. So put our filter back, our additional cartridge in. We can put our filter cover back on. Everything's set, and then we're ready to come back in and we can take it back out of service mode. So now it's on auto. It'll pick the cycle back up that it was originally on. If it's scheduled to run right now, it'll turn on. If it's not scheduled to run, it'll stay turned off. Alright, so the equipment's coming back on. Right now we're just seeing water come back into the pump. We have our vent here. We're going to open it up so we can hear the air coming out of the filter. It's going to push all the air up to the top. Once it fills up with water, it's going to begin to emit water from the top. We can shut it and cycle that a couple times until all of the air bubbles are out. You hear the air getting louder and louder as we get better water pressure coming. Alright, now we've filled up with water. We'll go ahead and close this, let it run for a few more seconds, and then we'll hit it again just to make sure all the big air bubbles are out. So we're good. We've got a filter, our pump full of water, so it's pulling in water good. Doesn't appear we have any bubbles that we have an air leak anywhere. So the system's good. It's ready to roll for pool season.